Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Welcome to this new location. My neighbor was doing some yard work and he could look right into our back window and I felt uncomfortable filming in front of that window. So I've moved upstairs. This is our closet, as you maybe can see. So yeah, we're here right now. I hope you cannot hear my neighbor's music. That's my cat chewing on a plant. Wow, it's already going great. So we're here today for the update of my Panda palette. If you have not seen any of my other videos, I highly suggest you watch those first. I'm currently patting my Nobla Dreamy palette, which I've completely frankened and is now in this glittery palette with singles. And I also brought in my ABH Nervina palette 2 months ago. I did not use it last month, but I did use it this month. So I'm also going to show you what that looks like. But before we jump in, we are going to look at what my Nobla Dreamy palette looked like last month. So this is completely frankened, repressed in single eyeshadows. So it's not in the original packaging anymore, but we're going to see what it looked like. And then here it is today. So there are some big changes. I'm gonna put up a side-by-side comparison on the screen for you guys, and I'll put the numbers in of how many times I've used each shadow the last month. Starting at the top left corner, there was Immaculate. I had used that up previously, the last update. Then next to that was Illusion, and I managed to use that up this time. I have used that a total of 11 times this month, and as you can see, that is empty. Now that wasn't all of Illusion, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Next to that is the shade Lullaby, and I have used Lullaby 9 times this past month. And next to that is a combination of Illusion and Lullaby, which I've used 16 times this month. Then going down a row, we have Vanitas. I have used that 6 times this month. Then next to that is Dogma. I've used that 12 times. Then next to that is a Franken of Metal Cupid. I've been calling this Metal Cupid Light because it's a very light version of Metal Cupid, and I have used that 3 times this month. Next to that in the big pan is also Franken of Metal Cupid, but I've been calling that Metal Cupid Dark because that's darker than Metal Cupid Light. And I have used that 11 times this month. And then on the bottom row, first we have a blush, which is a Franken of a couple of shades out of a palette. I've used that 6 times this month. And next to that is a Franken of the shade Inception, which I've used twice this month. The biggest change obviously is the fact that Illusion is now finished. At least this pan is empty. Like I said, not all of Illusion was in this pan. I mixed a little bit of Lullaby and Illusion to make a, I don't know, I want to say more neutral brown, because Illusion was very warm and Lullaby is, as you can see, very cool toned. So I mixed it in there. So there is some of Illusion left, but this pan is now completely empty. I was kind of struggling using that because it was super powdery and it was crumbling all over this palette. I just cleaned this up. I am pretty sure that for the next decade that I'm using this palette, I'm gonna find Illusion here in the corner, or it just got everywhere on this palette. So I did try to save most of it, but a lot of powder got lost. It's fine. It was, I mean, my Nobla Dreamy palette is my oldest palette, so I'm not too torn about losing some product. I just want to use it and see how far I can go, and if I lose some in the process, I lose some. It's fine. I have well gotten my money's worth out of that palette already, so it's fine. For the rest of the shades, I think you can definitely see the pan expanding on these two mattes. I have been combining them. I mean, I've been trying to just use them as much as I could. They are less crumbly than Illusion was, so that's good. But still, a lot of kick up happens. Then here I have hit the side pan of Vanitas. I hit that this morning actually. So that's a good thing. I've expanded the pan on Dogma a little bit. I have hit pan on this Metal Cupid light version, which was a goal of mine, to hit 2 pans that weren't showing yet. And I think actually this pan also wasn't showing yet. So anyway, all of the shadows now out of pan. This one, the dark version of Metal Cupid, I have been trying the hardest to use that up. And I thought I was going to do it today, but I have about a day worth of shadow in here. This also is just getting very powdery, so if I dip my brush into it, I have to tap it off really good, so I lose quite a bit of powder. And then still I have a lot of fallout, so like I said, I'm not trying to save everything. I have gotten my money's worth out of this palette a long ago, so it's fine by me if I lose product. But yeah, that should be done next update. And then this pan has expanded a little bit, and this still looks the same. Still looks unused. So let's go over my total amount of uses for this palette. I'm gonna grab my notes. So let's see. In total, I have used Illusion 100 times. So exactly 100 times, and it was done. Then Lullaby I've used 38 times. This mixture of Lullaby and Illusion I have used 30 times. Then Vanitas I've used 69 times. Dogma I have used 111 times. The light version of Metal Cupid I've used 4 times. The dark version I have used 18 times. This blush I have used 133 times. And then lastly, the Inception Frankenshade I've used 11 times. What is my goal for next? Obviously the goal is to use this up, but like I said, it will be done tomorrow. I'm sure I will use it tomorrow because I just want it done out of my collection. And then I'm just gonna play around with this because I have another palette that also wants to get loved. I'm not gonna set any harsh goals for myself. I just want to see how I can use this together with the ABH Nervina palette. So let's see what that looks like. I will show you what it looked like last month. And here we are today. I don't think you can see any big changes because my usage has been very minimal on this palette, but there has been use nonetheless. So I will go over my uses. So the shade Summer I've used 3 times. Skipping over to Rose Gold, I've used that once. Next to that, Celestial I've used twice. Next to that is Dazzling, I've used once. Next to that is Drama, I've used that 3 times. And then from the bottom row, the only shade I've used is Love, and I've used that 3 times. And that is also my total usage, because I did not use this palette before that in this project. So yeah, we've got quite some ways to go. It's difficult because these shades that are in here are very similar to the shades that were in my Novel Dreamy palette. We have a gold, we have a rose gold, which is very similar to what I'm working on right now. Dazzling is also kind of like a rose gold. A purple, which this purple I do enjoy. Inception, which was the purple from my Novel Dreamy, I frankened into something else because I just did not like it. But this purple is fine. And then Drama, I've been using that as a liner. You can kind of see where I did my brush. Just do a pan on that. I don't know if I will ever use that differently. I don't see myself wearing that all over my lid, but anyway. And then shades like Incense looks a lot like Illusion, Volatile looks a lot like Inception, not Inception, Lullaby. So there are a lot of similarities, which kind of scares me because I am feeling quite worn out about my Noble Dreamy palette, and now I have a similar palette to also pan, but we shall see. The only goal I want to set for myself for this palette is to hit pan in Drama. I've been liking that as an eyeliner, so I'm pretty sure I can hit pan on Drama that way, and the rest of the palette I will just use together with what is left of my Noble Dreamy, try make it work, try to kind of get the feel for this palette and love for it, hopefully, so that we can power through to next year, where I want to finish this palette. Almost too scared to say that, but I want to finish this palette. So that is it. That's all I have to say. I think that's enough said. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Oh my goodness, now someone's gonna drill holes. Use a circular saw? I don't know what's going on. Or is he sanding something? I don't know. A lot of people are doing a lot of noisy things. So that's my cue to go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will hopefully see you in one of my next videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!